The phone's screen glowed, a traitor spilling secrets in the dark. An email stared back, its words slicing through 40 years of trust. "You were incredible tonight, Dad." A red heart emoji pierced my chest like a cold blade. Victor, my husband, had just stumbled home from another so-called business dinner, his jacket flung across the sofa, tie loosened as if escaping a chokehold. The living room felt heavy, the old clock's ticks hammering accusations. Each sound echoed betrayal, relentless and cruel. My name's Maria, 58, a woman who poured everything into a bakery chain, a family, a life built on love. 40 years ago, under San Diego's starry skies, Victor promised forever. Those days shimmered in memory. Family dinners filled with laughter, Alex chasing waves on beach vacations, Victor's arm warm around my shoulders. A perfect life, or so it seemed. Now that the email from Sophia, my daughter-in-law, Alex's wife, has shattered the illusion. Why, Dad? Why the heart? My pulse raced, a storm brewing inside. The kitchen table became my refuge, silence thick as morning mist. Victor's snores drifted from the bedroom, mocking my pain. His jacket carried a faint floral scent, not my familiar rose perfume, but something sweet, invasive, like a stranger's whisper. Doubt crept in, but my gut, sharpened by decades of devotion, screamed truth. 40 years of sacrifice, giving up art school, kneading dough at dawn, building a legacy felt like a crumbling lie. A bitter smile curled my lips. They don't know I'm watching, I thought, my secret a spark in the dark. Victor's phone lay on the table, its screen still lit. He always grumbled, "Maria, text too much hassle. A call's enough." Yet an email glowed, a digital confession. Curiosity, sharp and urgent, pushed my trembling fingers to swipe. Nothing else appeared, just that cryptic message from a jumbled address. My breath caught, heart pounding like a cornered thief. A quick snap of the phone's camera captured the evidence, my hands nearly dropping it. "They think I'm blind," I murmured. Resolve hardening. Laundry offered a distraction, hands needing purpose. Victor's pants held a folded receipt, crisp and damning, from a Houston steakhouse, dated tonight. He'd claimed Austin for his meeting. Houston, where his mother once lived, held his fondest memories. The receipt listed Cabernet Sauvignon, the wine from our 10th anniversary, a night of candlelight and pride, a party of two, filet and pasta. When had he last taken me somewhere like that? A decade ago, when my bakery opened, his smile was warm. Now that memory burned to ash. The camera clicked again, capturing the receipt. Anger surged, cold and sharp, replacing shock. Sacrifice defined me, sleepless nights delivering bread, building our family's future. For what? The garage smelled of gasoline, Victor's SUV still warm. The door creaked open, my stomach twisting. Nothing on the driver's seat but coins and a water bottle. In the glove compartment, though, my fingers brushed a plastic tube. Lubricant, cap loose, residue dried on the edge. My breath stopped. We hadn't been intimate in years. Victor always pleaded exhaustion, age. What was this for? The tube felt like a grenade, heavy with betrayal. They don't know, I see their game, I thought, placing it back precisely. My hands scrubbed raw with lemon soap, as if washing away their deceit. Under the back seat, crumpled napkins reeked of that floral perfume, alien and bold. Not mine, not Victor's. The camera snapped more photos, each click a vow to uncover the truth. My heart pounded, but clarity steadied my hands. Back inside, Victor's phone tempted me again. Messages were dry, work-related. The inbox, empty, save for that email. Too clean, too perfect, like a liar's polished mask. Rage hardened in my chest, a stone against his deception. Memories flooded back. Victor carrying flour sacks, laughing in our tiny kitchen, our dreams boundless. Sacrifice upon sacrifice, all for him, for us. Now it felt like a trap, a beautiful lie I'd lived too long. Sleep eluded me, the email's words searing my mind. Sophia's face flashed, her tight smile at family gatherings, always distant from Victor. Alex once laughed, "Mom, Sophia can't stand Dad. She avoids him like a bad recipe." Was it a performance? My journal, a habit from the bakery's chaotic early days, became my outlet. The pen scratched out pain. Betrayal, lies. They think I'm a fool. Words poured until my hand ached, anchoring me in the storm. Morning light filtered through the curtains. Victor shuffled into the kitchen, hair disheveled, eyes heavy. "Got a big meeting," he mumbled, coffee cup in hand, avoiding my gaze. "I'll be late." His voice dripped with rehearsal, smooth as a practiced lie. My smile strained, hiding the scream inside. "Houston again? With whom?" "Be careful," I said, voice calm, masking the fire within. He patted my shoulder, a hollow touch, and left. The door's click echoed, leaving silence. Dishes clinked as I washed them, each scrubbing, channeling rage. Sitting still wasn't an option. Theories would drown me. Mrs. Thompson, a friend from my bakery's start, had once mentioned a private investigator. My voice trembled as I dialed. "Maria, what's happened?" she asked, concern soft. Pride stung, but I pushed through. "I need Mr. Hayes's number, the investigator." A pause hung heavy. "Is it Victor?" she whispered. My sigh was heavy. "Just the truth, please." An hour later, Mr. Hayes texted, "Mrs. Garcia, I'll help. Noon, downtown cafe." Relief steadied my heart. The cafe's coffee aroma felt foreign. No comfort today. A corner table hid me in shadows. Mr. Hayes entered, short, stocky, blue shirt plain, eyes sharp as knives. A flash drive held my evidence. The email, receipt, lubricant, and napkins. "Victor's cheating," I said, voice breaking like brittled dough. He nodded, jotting notes, face unreadable. "I'll start today, don't worry." His tone was low, reassuring. "Thank you," I whispered, tears burning. "The truth, no matter what." Leaving the cafe, the crowd blurred around me. 40 years of marriage, of trust, crumbled like overbaked bread. Everything, my bakery, Alex, our home I'd given for Victor. Now a stranger would follow him. Irony bit deep. At the bakery, yeast and flour offered no solace. My phone buzzed. Mr. Hayes, a photo. Victor, in his blue shirt, holding Sophia's hand, is entering a restaurant. Sophia, black dress tight, red lipstick bold, hair loose. Lovers, not in-laws. My heart stopped. Zooming in, I searched for a mistake, but their closeness screamed truth. Another photo showed them in a candlelit corner, Sophia leaning close, Victor's gaze tender, a look he hadn't given me in years. Pain crushed my chest. 40 years of sacrifice for this. A video followed. Sophia's whisper, her laugh sweet, Victor's loud and unfamiliar. They left, Victor opening the car door, gallant, betraying, each frame replayed, a self-inflicted wound. Sophia, my almost daughter, taught our family's flan recipe. Victor, my love, my partner. Betraying Alex, too. Every photo, every video was saved with shaken hands. The bakery's hum faded. Early days surfaced. Victor's proud smile at my first shop's opening. A lie now. My journal caught more words. They think I'm weak. My secret will break them. I'd protect my bakery, my son, my life. The bakery's warmth wrapped around me, but the scent of yeast couldn't soothe my heart. My journal lay open, pages filled with jagged words of betrayal. Sophia's laugh from the video echoed in my mind, sharp and sweet, like poison in honey. Victor's tender gaze, reserved for her, burned deeper than the email's heart emoji. 40 years of sacrifice, kneading dough at dawn, skipping sleep for deliveries, abandoning my art school dreams, felt like offerings to a false god. I closed the journal, my resolve hardening. They think I'm blind, but I see their game. Memories flooded back, warm but tainted. Victor and I were in our tiny San Diego apartment, laughing as flour dusted our clothes. Alex, barely 5, giggling as he licked batter from a spoon. Family dinners glowed in my mind. Roast chicken, clinking glasses, Victor's proud toast to my bakery's growth. "You're unstoppable, Maria," he'd say, his smile wide. I believed him, pouring love into every batch, every contract. Sacrifice defined me. Love is my fuel. Now those moments felt like a script for their deception. Sophia's arrival in our family replayed vividly. Her shy smile at Alex's wedding, her clumsy attempts at my flan recipe. I taught her patience, like a mother. She hugged me, called me family. At gatherings, she sat far from Victor, her glances cold. Alex laughed once. "Sophia thinks Dad's too serious." I nodded, thinking it was normal. Now I saw the act. Their distance was a mask, their secret a blade hidden in smiles. My chest tightened, anger rising like dough left too long. Mr. Hayes's next message jolted me. Photos arrived, grainy but clear. Victor and Sophia are at a Houston law office, her beige dress crisp, sunglasses hiding her eyes. They stood close, too close, like a couple, not in-laws. A video followed, shot from a distance. On a hotel balcony, Victor's arm circled Sophia's waist, her head on his shoulder. A brief kiss, quick but shattering, sealed their betrayal. My fingers gripped the phone, rage a cold fire. "They planned more than an affair," Mr. Hayes wrote. "They're forging contracts to take your bakery." The words hit like ice water. My bakery, built from scratch, my pride, my legacy. I sacrificed everything, late nights, sore hands, missed vacations for that dream. Victor never needed dough, never signed hotel contracts, yet he wanted it all. Sophia's voice from an audio clip chilled me. "Dad, hurry with those papers. Get that old hag out," she said, cold and ambitious. Victor's reply was smug. "Maria trusts me. Leave it to me." My breath caught. Old hag. The words stung, a venomous truth. I sat in the bakery's back room, trays of pastries mocking my pain. Suspicion had grown into certainty, each piece of evidence a brick in their betrayal's wall. Victor's lies were seamless, his business trips a cover, Sophia's fake smiles at family dinners, her avoidance of Victor all calculated. My journal is filled with more words. Greed, lies. They want my life. Writing steadied me, each stroke a vow to fight back. I wouldn't let them steal what I built. At home, Victor's casual lies continued. "Tough day," he sighed, tossing his keys on the counter. "Clients in Austin again." His voice was smooth, practiced, but his eyes avoided mine. "Sure," I said, my tone even, hiding the storm inside. "Hope it went well." He nodded, patting my shoulder like an afterthought. The gesture felt hollow, a mockery of our past. I remembered his strong hands lifting flour sacks, his laugh filling our kitchen, sacrifice after sacrifice, all for him. Now, he plotted with Sophia to take it all. My phone buzzed late that night. Another video from Mr. Hayes. Victor and Sophia are in his car, papers spread between them. Sophia marked documents with a red pen, her face intense. Victor nodded, smiling, as if sealing a deal. "They're using a notary contact," Mr. Hayes texted, "planning to transfer your bakery's ownership." My heart pounded, but my mind sharpened. They weren't just cheating. They wanted my life's work, my home, my dignity. I saved every file, my hands steady now. Each photo, each clip was ammunition. The next morning I kneaded dough with fierce purpose, channeling rage into every press. Victor sat at the kitchen table, coffee in hand, oblivious. "Big meeting today," he said, his voice casual. "Might stay late." I nodded, my smile a mask. "Be careful," I replied, my words calm, but my thoughts roared. With Sophia? In Houston? My journal caught more pain. They think I'm weak. They don't know my strength. I'd expose them, protect my bakery, my son. Mrs. Hayes, my neighbor, stopped by the bakery, her eyes warm but curious. "Maria, you seem off," she said, hesitating. "Everything okay?" I forced a smile, hands dusting flour. "Just tired," I lied, my voice steady. "Big order for a hotel." She nodded, unconvinced, but didn't push. "You're strong, Maria. Always have been." Her words sparked something. Strength. I'd need it. I texted Mr. Hayes, my fingers firm. "Keep watching. I need everything." He replied, "I will stay calm." His calm anchored me. Days blurred, each bringing more evidence. Photos of Victor and Sophia at another restaurant, her laugh bright, his gaze tender. Audio of them plotting, Sophia's voice sharp. "We need those contracts signed soon." Victor's chuckle was confident. "Maria suspects nothing." Each word was a dagger, but I didn't crumble. I wrote in my journal, my plan taking shape. They think I'm a fool. I'll turn their game against them. The bakery's hum, once a comfort, now fueled my resolve. Victor's lies grew bolder. "Out of town tomorrow," he said one evening, sipping wine. "Potential partner?" His eyes flicked away, a tell I'd missed for years. "Okay," I said, my voice soft, hiding the fire within. "Call if you need me." He nodded, oblivious to my growing power. I remembered our early days, his promises under the stars, my sacrifices for our dream. Now he and Sophia mocked that dream. My journal is filled with resolve. I'd fight back, not with tears, but with cunning. Mr. Hayes's next call came late, his voice a whisper. I recorded them in a parking lot, special equipment. They didn't notice. My heart raced as the audio arrived. Sophia's voice, cold and greedy. "Dad, get those papers done. I want that bakery chain." Victor's tone was smug. "Don't worry, Maria's too trusting." The words burned, but they lit a fire. I saved the file, my hands steady. They wanted my life's work, my home, my son's trust. I wouldn't let them win. At the bakery, a customer's praise broke my thoughts. "Maria, your flan's the best," Mrs. Hayes said, smiling. "Your chain's growing fast." I nodded, my smile tight, trying my best. Inside, I crumbled. What would she think if she knew? A fool betrayed by her husband and daughter-in-law? My journal caught the pain. They want everything. I'll show them I'm not weak. Each word sharpened my plan, a secret they'd never suspect. Victor's phone buzzed on the counter that night, a missed call lighting the screen. Sophia's name glared back. My heart stopped. He returned, snatching it quickly. "Forgot it," he mumbled, his smile forced. "Work stuff." I nodded, my face blank, but rage boiled inside. He wasn't even hiding it anymore. The clock ticked, each sound a countdown. I remembered our San Diego nights, his vows, my sacrifices. All lies. But I wasn't the fool they thought. My journal closed with a final vow. They'll pay. My secret's ready. The bakery's morning hum felt like a distant echo, my hands kneading dough with fierce precision. Sophia's cold voice from the audio looped in my mind. "Get that old hag out." Victor's smug reply followed. "Maria trusts me." Each word fueled my resolve, a fire hotter than my ovens. 40 years of sacrifice? Sleepless nights, sore hands, dreams deferred would not be stolen. My journal lay closed, its pages heavy with vows. They think I'm weak. My secret will shatter them. Victor sat at the kitchen table, sipping coffee, oblivious to my storm. "Big day," he said, his voice smooth, eyes dodging mine. "Late again." His lies were routine now, polished like his tie. "Stay safe," I replied, my tone calm, masking rage. His shoulder pat felt like a stranger's touch, empty of the warmth from our San Diego days. Memories of his laughter, our shared dreams, stung like salt in a wound. I sacrificed everything I thought, scrubbing plates, for this betrayal. My phone buzzed mid-morning, Mr. Hayes's message. More evidence. Photos showed Victor and Sophia at a notary's office, her red pen slashing papers, his nod approving. "They're finalizing fake contracts," he wrote. My bakery, my life's work, was their target. Rage surged, but I breathed deep, channeling it into action. My journal opened. They want my legacy. I'll turn their greed against them. Each word sharpened my plan, a blade honed for justice. At the bakery, flour dusted my hands as I shaped dough, each press a release. Mrs. Hayes stopped by, her eyes kind but probing. "Maria, you're quiet today," she said, hesitating. "Trouble at home?" I forced a smile, hands steady. "Just a big order," I lied, my voice even. "Hotels keep me busy." She nodded, unconvinced, but squeezed my hand. "You're tougher than most." Her words sparked resolve. "Tough. I'd need to be." I texted Mr. Hayes, my fingers firm. "Keep recording every detail." His reply was quick. "On it, be patient." Patience wasn't easy, but cunning was. Victor's lies grew bolder each day. "Out of town tomorrow," he said that evening, wine glass in hand. "New client." His eyes flicked away, a liar's tell. "All right," I said softly, my smile a mask. "Call if you need me." Inside, I burned. With Sophia in a hotel? My plan took shape, precise as a recipe. Late that night, Victor's snores filled the house. His phone glowed on the nightstand, tempting me. A missed call from Sophia. My heart raced, but I stayed still, plotting. I grabbed Alex's old recorder, bought for his college lectures. The battery hummed, ready. I hid it behind the bedroom bookshelf, tucked beside a photo of us four, Victor, Alex, Sophia, and me, at their wedding. Sophia's smile, Victor's arm around me, all lies now. The recorder's cable vanished under the frame. They won't suspect, I thought, a grim smile forming. Morning came, the sky gray. I moved quietly, my plan a secret pulse. In the kitchen, I rigged a smoke machine, a safer trap than fire, hidden in a cabinet. A thin string tied to its switch ran to the window, ready to release thick smoke. Neighbors would call for help, exposing Victor and Sophia. My hands worked fast, testing the machine. Smoke curled, a silent warning. I shut it off, leaving no trace. "They think I'm blind," I murmured, my secret ready. Victor stirred, yawning. "Early meeting?" he mumbled, grabbing coffee. "I'll be late." His voice was casual, too casual. "Okay," I said, my tone soft, hiding fire. "I'm heading to Nashville tomorrow. Big contract." His eyes lit up, a spark of relief. "Great," he said too quickly. "Take care." His eagerness stung, confirming my suspicions. He wanted me gone. With Sophia. My smile hid rage. "I will," I said, my voice steady. The bakery kept me busy, but my mind churned. I slipped into the garage, Victor's SUV reeking of that floral scent. The glove compartment held the lubricant tube, residue fresh. My stomach twisted, but I acted fast. In the kitchen, I emptied it, filling it with superglue mixed with glitter, a sparkling trap for their shame. The mixture flowed smoothly, undetectable. A faint smile crossed my lips. They'll shine in their disgrace, I thought, placing it back precisely. I checked the recorder. Its light is blinking. Ready. The smoke machine sat hidden, string taut. Everything was set. I sat on the sofa, an old book in hand, pretending to read. Victor stumbled in for water, keys jangling. "Still up, Maria?" he asked, groggy. "Just reading," I replied, my voice calm. "Go to bed." He nodded, oblivious, and snored within minutes. My heart pounded, but my plan was a steady anchor. Dawn broke, the bakery's ovens roaring. I kneaded dough, each press a vow. Victor's keys gleamed on the counter, his phone beside them. Another missed call from Sophia. My pulse quickened, but I stayed focused. "I'm off to Nashville," I called, shaking him gently. "Back late." He mumbled, "Be careful," face buried in his pillow. His ignorance fueled me. I grabbed my purse heavy with purpose and left. Instead of the bus station, I crossed to Mrs. Hayes's house. She opened the door, concern in her eyes. "Maria, so early? Something wrong?" she asked, pouring coffee. I forced a smile. "Can I stay a bit? Need to watch the house." She frowned but nodded, offering a chair by her window. From there, my home stood quiet, waiting, my phone's app linked to the recorder, ready to capture their lies. Around 10, a taxi stopped. Sophia stepped out, her floral dress bright, sunglasses hiding her eyes. Victor opened the door, glancing around, then pulled her inside. My coffee cup trembled in my hands. The app crackled to life. Sophia's laughter, glasses clinking, footsteps heavy. Victor's voice low and smug. "No more hotels, Maria's gone." Sophia giggled. "Perfect, the old hag's out." My lips tightened, rage flaring. Old hag, their contempt fed my fire. The recorder caught more. Bed springs creaked, sounds I couldn't bear. I closed my eyes, breathing deep. "Just a bit longer," I told myself. Then a scream. Sophia's voice, panicked. "What's this? We're stuck," Victor growled. "Quiet, I'm trying." Glitter, I thought, a grim smile forming. Their shame would sparkle. I tapped the app, triggering the smoke machine. Thick clouds poured from the kitchen window, swirling like a warning. Mrs. Hayes gasped, peering out. "Maria, your house. Smoke." I feigned panic, my heart steady. Neighbors spilled into the street, shouting. "Fire at Maria's!" Mr. Torres next door dialed the fire department. "She's out of town!" someone yelled. I gripped my cup, eyes fixed on the chaos. Everything unfolded as planned. The recorder kept running, Sophia's sobs growing desperate. "Do something, Victor!" he snarled. "I'm trying!" They were trapped, glittering, helpless. Sirens wailed, a fire truck screeching to a stop. Alex leapt out, his fire chief uniform crisp, face tense. "Get the gear!" he shouted, leading the charge. My heart ached for him, my son about to face their betrayal. The front door splintered under his sledgehammer, wood cracking like my trust. His team followed, hoses ready. Through the app, I heard Sophia's cries, Victor's frantic grunts. Glitter would make their shame undeniable. I waited, my breath steady, justice within reach. Smoke curled from the kitchen window, thick and gray, a signal of my trap's success. "Mrs. Hayes clutched my arm, her voice trembling. "Maria, your house! It's burning!" I widened my eyes, feigning shock. But inside, calm anchored me. The recorder's app crackled in my ear. Sophia's sobs sharp and desperate. "Victor, do something! I can't move!" His voice rasped, frantic. "Stop screaming! I'm trying!" Glitter sparkled in my mind, their shame now a spectacle. Neighbors crowded the street, pointing, whispering. "Maria's out of town!" Mr. Torres shouted. Call the fire department! They already had. My plan unfolded perfectly. Alex's fire truck screeched to a halt, red lights flashing like judgment. He leapt out, face taut, barking orders. Gear up! People might be inside. My heart twisted. My son, proud and loyal, had no idea what awaited him. His sledgehammer splintered the front door, wood cracking like my 40 years of trust. Through the app, footsteps thundered, then stopped. Alex's voice faltered, raw. What? What is this? A firefighter behind him gasped. Oh my God! Another let out a nervous laugh, quickly silenced by Alex's roar. Quiet! His cry wasn't just a command, it was pain, a son's heart breaking. Sophia's sobs grew louder, panicked. Please help us. Victor's voice, hoarse, begged, Close the door, Alex! Too late. Neighbors pressed closer, their whispers a chorus of shock. Victor and Sophia? Mrs. Torres gasped. In bed? Together? Mr. Hayes shook his head. Poor Maria. How could they? The glitter I thought would make their disgrace shine. I stayed at Mrs. Hayes's window, coffee cup steady, my face a mask of worry. Inside, I felt power. They thought I was weak. I'd turned their game against them. Firefighters emerged, reporting to Alex. Chief, it's just smoke. No fire. A machine in the kitchen. Alex didn't respond. I pictured him frozen, staring at his father and wife, stuck, glittering, exposed. Mrs. Hayes filmed on her phone, her hands shaking but deliberate. She glanced at me, eyes sharp. Maria, you knew, didn't you? I nodded slightly, lips tight. She squeezed my hand, silent support. The crowd grew, their voices louder. Father-in-law and daughter-in-law? A woman exclaimed. Disgraceful! Firefighters wrapped Victor and Sophia in sheets, glitter sparkling under the morning light, and carried them out on stretchers. Sophia's cries broke, raw and pleading. Please, don't let them see, Victor mumbled weakly. Hide us. The neighborhood saw everything. Faces twisted in disgust, some laughed, others shook their heads. What a scandal, Mr. Torres said, voice dripping scorn. Poor Alex, poor Maria. I stood among them now, pretending I'd rushed from the bus station, my purse heavy with purpose. The ambulance wailed, speeding Victor and Sophia away. Mrs. Hayes stayed close, her video already spreading. I followed the hospital, my face carved with worry, but my heart steady. In the hallway I waited, the recorder's evidence saved on a flash drive, my journal tucked in my purse. A doctor emerged, wiping sweat. Mrs. Garcia, we separated them. Minor irritation, they need cream. I nodded, voice soft. Can I see them? He led me to the nurse's station, handing me 2 tubes of ointment. The nurse, young and kind, touched my arm. I'm so sorry, ma'am. This is awful. I gave a weak smile, my fingers brushing the mustard tubes in my purse. When she turned, I swapped them, quick and precise. No malice, just justice. I entered the room, face concerned. Victor lay pale, eyes averted. Sophia, hair tangled, stared at the floor. Are you okay? I asked, voice trembling for show. Victor stammered, Maria, I can explain. I set the mustard tubes down, cutting him off. No need. I left, their fates sealed. Minutes later, screams erupted. Sophia wailed, It burns, my skin. Victor cursed, What is this stuff? The hallway buzzed, patients peering out. An old woman whispered, That's them, the ones from the video. Another nodded, They deserve it. Nurses rushed in, flustered, applying neutralizers. I stood back, face blank, but inside I felt free. They'd wanted my bakery, my home, my son's trust. Now their greed burned them, just as my journal had vowed. Alex entered, a thick folder in hand. I'd called him from Mrs. Hayes's, asking for the envelope in my dresser, photos, videos, audio, and divorce papers. His face was pale, eyes empty. He handed it to me without a word. I opened it, pulling out the documents. Standing before Victor and Sophia, I spoke, my voice cold, firm. 40 years end here. Sign these. Disappear from our lives. Sophia collapsed, sobbing. Alex, honey, forgive me, please. Her voice broke, desperate. Alex stared, stone-faced, then walked out. Victor reached for my hand, voice shaking. Maria, I didn't mean... I pulled back, cutting him off. You chose this, he shouted. Please, Maria. A nurse snapped. Quiet, this is a hospital. I turned, leaving them to their shame. In the hallway, Alex leaned against the wall, head in hands. I touched his shoulder, my heart aching. Mom, he whispered, voice cracked. Why Dad? Why her? I hugged him, silent, our pain shared. They'd lost everything, honor, marriage, and their plot. We'd lost a family, but not our strength. The hospital's hum faded as we left. Mrs. Hayes's video spread online, and the neighborhood is buzzing. Maria's a hero, Mr. Torres said, shaking his head. They got what they deserved. I nodded, my smile tight, but inside, I felt lighter. My bakery, my legacy, was safe. The evidence, photos of their dinners, hotel videos, and audio of their plot, secured my ownership through my lawyer. Victor and Sophia's plan crumbled, their shame glittering for all to see. Back home, the house felt foreign, a place of ghosts. I sat at the kitchen table, journal open. Words flowed, not of pain, but of power. They thought I was weak. I showed them my strength. The smoke machine, the glitter, the recorder, all my doing. I'd turned their betrayal into their downfall. Alex stayed close, his silence heavy but loyal. Mom, he said softly, I'm here. I squeezed his hand, grateful. We'd rebuild together. The bakery called me back, its ovens a steady pulse. Customers poured in, their smiles warm. Maria, you're unstoppable, Mrs. Hayes said, buying flan. The whole town proud. I nodded, my heart lifting. 40 years of sacrifice hadn't been for nothing. My bakery thrived, its new name a banner of my triumph. I'd lost a husband, a daughter-in-law, but gained myself. My journal closed, its pages a map of my fight. The bakery's bell chimed, a constant melody as customers streamed in, their smiles bright. Flour dusted my hands, the familiar rhythm of kneading dough grounding me. The oven's warmth filled the air, a stark contrast to the cold betrayal I'd faced. Victor and Sophia's glittering disgrace lingered in the neighborhood's whispers, but I stood taller, my heart lighter. My journal, once heavy with pain, now held words of triumph. I'd fought for my legacy, my son, myself. They thought I'd crumble. They were wrong. Alex worked beside me, checking invoices, his presence a quiet strength. His laughter, once bright, was softer now, but his eyes held resolve. Mom, the Grand Hotel wants more pastries, he called, voice steady. I nodded, shaping dough. Confirm it, I'll make extra. Simple moments like these stitched us back together. 40 years of sacrifice, sleepless nights, sore hands, dreams deferred, had built this bakery, this bond. Victor and Sophia tried to steal it. They failed. The neighborhood rallied around me, their support a warm embrace. Mrs. Hayes stopped by daily, her eyes kind. Maria, you're a rock, she said, clutching a bag of flan. Everyone's talking about your strength. I smiled, genuinely this time. Just doing what I must. Inside, pride swelled. My bakery's new name, painted boldly on the sign, marked my reclaimed identity. No longer Victor's wife, Sophia's fool. I was Maria, unbroken, unstoppable. Evenings brought quiet dinners, just Alex and me. Rice, beans, coffee, Simple meals, rich with meaning. "Mom, can you make flan this weekend?" he asked one night, a faint smile breaking through. My heart lifted. "Only if you stir the caramel," I teased. He nodded, a spark of his old self. These moments, small but precious, healed us. We'd lost a family, but found each other. My journal captured it. Pain broke us. Love rebuilds us. I carved out time for myself, a luxury after decades of sacrifice. Sundays at church, stained glass light on my face, brought peace. I prayed not for Victor or Sophia, but for Alex, for me, for strength to move forward. Walks with Mrs. Hayes in the town square filled my afternoons, her gossip a light distraction. "They're still talking about Victor and Sophia," she said, eyes gleaming. "But you, Maria, you won." I smiled, silent. Winning cost me a family, but gave me freedom. The bakery became my sanctuary, its success a defiance of their greed. Customers packed the counters, praising my pastries. "Maria, your chain's unstoppable," Mr. Torres said, grabbing bread. I nodded, my smile warm. Hard work pays off. Inside, I knew the truth. Every loaf, every flan, was a victory over their plot. My journal reflected this. They wanted my legacy. I kept it. I rebranded it. The new name, bold and mine, shouted my resilience. I planned a community festival, a celebration of my triumph. The town square buzzed with preparations, tables for pastries, music, and laughter. Neighbors volunteered, their support humbling. "Maria, this is your moment," Mrs. Hayes said, setting up a booth. I nodded, heart full. The festival would share my story not of betrayal, but of strength. My journal is filled with hope. Freedom is my victory. Community is my home. The festival day sparkled, the square alive with color. My pastries lined tables, their aroma drawing crowds. Children danced, neighbors laughed, music filled the air. I stood at my booth handing out flan, my smile real. "Maria, you're amazing," a young woman said, taking a plate. "Thank you," I replied, voice warm. Inside, I felt whole. Victor and Sophia's shame faded, their names mere whispers. My bakery, my son, my life, these were mine. Alex manned the register, his face brighter. "Mom, we're sold out," he called, a grin breaking through. I laughed, a sound I hadn't heard in months. "Make more tomorrow," I said. He nodded, his eyes meeting mine, a silent promise. We'd heal, together. My journal caught the moment. We lost much. We gained more. The festival's joy, the community's love, was our new beginning. Sitting at the bakery late that night, I opened my journal, pen steady. Words flowed, thoughtful, free. Betrayal shattered me, but I rebuilt stronger. Freedom is priceless. Family is loyalty, not blood. Age is power, not weakness. I closed the book, my heart calm. The ovens hummed, ready for tomorrow. I looked at the new sign, my name bold, and smiled. I'd fought, won, and found myself. My story, shared on YouTube, reached women like me, seeking strength. "Like, subscribe, tell me where you're watching from," I said, voice intimate, confiding. "This is my truth, my triumph." I pictured them, women of 40, 50, 60, nodding, feeling my pain, my victory. Victor and Sophia took much, but gave me clarity. I was Maria, baker, mother, survivor. My bakery thrived, my son stood by me, and my heart once broken beat strong. "Never too late," I whispered, "to reclaim your life." Alex joined me, his presence a quiet anchor. "Mom, I'm proud of you," he said, voice soft. I squeezed his hand, eyes misty. "We're enough," I replied. The bakery's bell chimed and a customer entered. I stood ready to serve, my smile bright. The festival's echo lingered, the community's love a shield. My journal rested, its story complete. I'd faced betrayal, turned the tables, and built anew. This was my life, my legacy, my peace. The bakery's bell chimed softly, a final note as the last customer left. I sat at the counter, the new sign glowing outside, my name bold, a beacon of my strength. My journal rested beside me, its pages a map of pain and triumph. Victor and Sophia's betrayal, their glittering shame, faded like smoke from that day. Alex's quiet smile, the festival's laughter, the community's embrace, these were my truth now. I'd sacrificed 40 years, but I'd reclaimed my life. Freedom, I wrote, is my greatest victory. Family is loyalty. Age is power. I looked into the camera, my voice soft, confiding, as if sharing with a close friend. Did you like my story? What city are you from? See me in the comments. If you like it, support me with super thanks so I can continue telling stories like this. Thank you so much for your amazing support. I look forward to your comments. On screen, you'll see 2 new real-life stories I highly recommend. There are many more on my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next story. With all love and respect.